grab some mead or whatever you need. I'm Kamal. It's time to get to it. All right, here we go. So we've got 4 classes down, 3 more to go. Let's jump right in to the changes coming in patch 2.4 PTR for the Necromancer. So first thing, we have the summoning skills. Raise Skeleton Mage. Percentage HP per level increased from 7% to 10%. That's pretty good. Poison total damage scaling increased by about 750%. Okay. Ain't mad about that. Poison duration no longer scales and now lasts 4 seconds. Cold damage scaling increased by about 50%. Lightning damage scaling increased by about 5%. And the tooltip will now properly display the life scaling per level. That's a massive amount of poison damage. Blood Golem now gains max life per level. That's great. That's actually phenomenal. Damage scaling per level has also been increased. Iron Golem. Thorns no longer returns a percentage of damage when hit. Now Thorns will deal a flat amount of damage when the aura affected target is attacked. Fire Golem. Holy Fire level bonus per level increased from 1 to 2. Okay. Developer comments, we saw a good opportunity to improve lesser used summons for the Necromancer. Skeleton mages have received significant damage scaling improvements so that their elemental damage values are more consistent. This means that cold damage is more effective, but still slightly weaker than fire damage because of its chill utility. Makes sense. And poison damage is much more reliable with a fixed duration and better damage scaling. Blood Golem and Fire Golem are receiving damage improvements to make them more competitive with the other golems. For Iron Golem, we are changing the Thorns aura to deal more reliable damage to improve its source of effectiveness. See the Paladin changes below for more detail. So, like I suspected earlier on in one of the previous patch videos, we're going to be seeing a big damage or a big change in the way that Thorns damage is being dealt. It looks like now it does just damage instead of a percentage of amount of damage that they do. So instead of we'll go over it when we get there. Poison and bone skills. Bone armor. Damage absorbed per level is increased from 10% or 10 to 15. That's good. Bone spear. Oh, this is going to be good. Teeth, Bone Wall, Bone Spear, and Bone Prison synergies are all increased from 7% to 8%. So each of those each level you invest, you're getting 1% more damage out of each one. That's great. Bone Spirit, same thing except with 2%. Teeth synergy increased from 6 to 8. Bone Wall synergy increased from 6 to 8. Bone Spear synergy increased from 6 to 8. And Bone Prison synergy increased from 6 to 8. Bone skills are generally well performing, but we saw an opportunity to improve synergy bonuses to better scale in the late game and make their heavy skill point investments more valuable. Additionally, bone armor is receiving better damage absorb scaling to make it more rewarding to spend points on the skill itself instead of relying too heavily on its synergies. That all sounds good and fine. So far, from all of these things that I've read across the board with all of these different builds, I'm not seeing anything bad. I'm not seeing anything wrong. Curses. Weaken. Damage reduction now scales based on level from just 33% to now 33% and 1% per level. Decrepify. Tooltip updated to now show the status changes. Developer comments, for the weakened skill, we added the new damage reduction scaling to give more reason to spend additional points on the skill and to give it a more powerful identity. So Necromancers are incredibly strong already, so there's not really much changes coming to this class. The next two that we have is we've got the Paladin, and then we've got the Sorceress. And then we can jump into more further changes that are coming to the game. So make sure you stick around, and we have those two coming up next.